Hello, my friends, my chickadees, my fan cubs. Welcome to another commentary. This one of Crisis on Infinite Baker Streets, or Loose Cannon before there was Loose Cannon.
Proto loose cannon, not from Lindsay.
Which is weird. Like, this, I think, came out at least 6 months before the first Loose Cannon. It was a good while.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, because that first shot was at your first time at Universal.
Where they have a little silhouette of Sherlock Holmes on the Baker Street section of the park, because they did all those Sherlock Holmes
They did.
videos in the 30s.
They did.
The Basil Rathbone ones were mostly Universal. A couple by 20th Century, I want to say, but and then they went to Universal.
Now, they just redid Baker Street, but I don't know if they
That-
reinstalled that silhouette, because that silhouette is such a good touch.
It is a wonderful touch, and I don't know why they would call it Baker Street if it wasn't.
Yeah, because
If
the
they
door
didn't acknowledge it.
the door that it's on is 221B Baker Street.
That's the point. There's a little sign that says Mrs. Hudson Sandwich Shop in the window next door. So.
Exactly. So
This is kind of my personal history with Sherlock Holmes as a character.
yeah. So let's go over the antithesis for this video, which we just basically said is loose cannon before loose cannon.
Just the idea of, well, my first idea was, what does each adaptation say about how we see the character,
Right.
which is very much how Lindsay went about Loose Cannon. But mine specifically was like the interpretation of genius and its comparison to dysfunction.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because the original character of Sherlock Holmes was not a dysfunctional person. He was eccentric, but he wasn't as like damaged as a lot of modern interpretations like to portray him.
Yeah. And I think the other sort of angle you took with this is like how each fandom interpreted, or
Right.
how the fandom as a whole interpreted each iteration of the character.
Because this was one of my high school fandoms, and this was probably one of my first big online fandoms. Back in ye day on FFnet,
Oh boy.
pre-Moffat version, pre-Guy Ritchie version, we just had the books and we liked it, you whippersnappers.
Just had the books and the Grenada series and
Which the Grenada series is just the books on screen.
yeah.
That was their part and parcel purpose, was to have an accurate depiction of the books.
Yeah.
And while all of those flaws do feel real, they don't stop Holmes from being functional. In canon, he was peculiar.
Jealous.
What?
Times change, and while the essential character of Sherlock Holmes remained beloved, how he was adapted pushed the envelope in.
Now I had to edit the sound on this one.
You did have to edit the sound on this one. On, I think, your first visit to my house when we were dating.
Oh, that's right. I was wondering. Yeah, because I think either Kevin or I had given you a copy of, like, literally the same version of Vegas that I was editing on for so long. Mm-hmm. And
This
then
is-
I had to come over and then, like, tweak the audio because a lot of it was a little overblown and all that. But
That was footage from my favorite Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes film, which is The Woman in Green.
that's a colorized version, isn't it?
It's a colorized version. The one I have is in black and white, but it's my favorite version because it's got, like, hypnotism and it's a good, like, adventure romp.
That left Holmes for all the intellectual and
Now, we also redid a bunch of our bookshelves because we managed to get one from IKEA.
Basil used his years
And,
I love that Dutch. I love that Dutch
oh,
angle.
Dad Dutch, yeah.
It was a good Dutch.
And I'm kind of wondering, like, Do you have plans to build a Sherlock shelf at some point?
I'm sorry, Basil Rathbone's really pretty.
Oh my god. I'll just take a back seat, folks.
No,
Just,
no, you asked a question. I'm going to answer it.
Oh, you heard it.
Yes, dear. Well, currently, my Sherlock books are kind of sharing the shelf with the Mysteries and the Ghost books right now.
Which is this?
Is second from bottom.
Second from bottom. Okay.
Fantasy's the very
okay,
bottom.
yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
All right.
I have 2.5 collections of the complete Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took that long to get all of them, the versions together. And there is the Sherlock shelf on the DVD shelf, and those are all mine.
Yeah. This is the Grenada series, right?
This is the Grenada series. Isn't Jeremy Brett pretty?
Oh my
They're all.
god.
You're pretty too.
Yeah, but I'm not Sherlock Holmes pretty. It's just friggin' chopped liver over here compared to Sherlock Holmes. Like, and Mr. freaking Robert Downey Jr. so short he has to hide behind you on the title card.
That's the joke.
He's short.
Did you really? That's one of my favorite parts of them.
Yeah.
But I am not exaggerating the FFnet forums at that time. And then I'm like, nah, this is just fun. This just works.
Yeah, I remember having to see this like in the movie theater because I was invited to see it on opening day, which was Christmas 2009, I want to say. And like my friend was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna like wear pajama pants and go to the movie theater." And I bought a ticket, and here I am in my pajama pants at the movie theater all by myself, waiting for him, and never showed up. So I had to see this movie by myself in the front row with pajama pants on.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. It took me a while to warm up to it, just because I think because I was in the front row, like everything just kind of happened at me.
Yeah, that's not an ideal movie-going experience.
All right, the Tremors, which were you were...
My toe was on the tripod, like, jiggling it with my foot.
Yeah. Which I think this was the, Yeah, this was the BBC series.
This is the one that broke the fandom utterly and completely. To a point it has not yet been repaired.
I mean, it's a good series, I think. I've never seen it.
Okay.
No, it's not?
Okay, it's a good drama. It's not supposed really to be a mystery Harris Bomber guy. It's not supposed to be a mystery. It's supposed to be a drama. And it has all like the standard Moffat writing flaws in it.
Oh right, this is a Moffat series, isn't it?
It is.
Oh no,
And
that's
Harris,
why.
Harris did that hour-long Sherlock is bad and here's why video.
Yeah.
I have seen the first season and I've seen part of the second season. I know I'm a bad fan. But it is such like a different animal than the books that I don't feel guilty. I have the books.
Well, because they basically treat him like he has like he's on the spectrum.
Yeah, well, they treat the character very differently. He's very kind of alien and removed because they're taking this what if Sherlock Holmes was in the post LAPD, post CSI world. This was so funny. Everyone was saying they were ripping him off at the time. But I kind of like Elementary's like fluffier. Like it's more of a procedural.
R.I.P. that couch.
R.I.P. that chair.
That chair, right. We lost it to bed bugs.
Yep. Hey, it's been in my family since I was in the 6th grade, so it's time it went. And the series had Natalie Dormer and Lucy Liu in it, so it was a friggin' good series.
Yeah, Lucy Liu as Watson, and I think that was another point of contention in the fandom, wasn't it?
The female Watson.
Because, oh noes!
The Woms! The Woms are invading. Some of these I had to get from, like, funny clip compilations, just because I wasn't that good at finding things through the magic of the internet yet.
Yeah.
But I don't watch Elementary very much these days, but I used to watch it when I had cable, and it was good.
Sherlock Holmes, Johnny Lee Miller plays him like the overeager puppy in the pet store window. Instead of using a
Johnny Lee Miller did make it really good.
average Joe or
Sherlock, like,
he uses them to comfort others.
what I am embracing is that every iteration of the character doesn't have to
But he's powerfully compassionate and
assign to the iteration before it.
when he's wrong, but he acknowledges merit in the
Alright.
or person.
This is kind of a loaded question. Who do you think is the best?
Jeremy Brett.
Okay, fine.
That was easy. If you want me to talk about, like, the best parts of each character, I think
Specifically, the recovery
Basil Rathbone is the most heroic.
Holmes into the world of sponsors.
Like, he commands a room like none of the others. Jeremy Brett puts forth, like, the sheer intellectual energy.
Just maybe. That's what we're looking
Benny Cumberbatch is the most weird, and Johnny Lee Miller is the sweetest. So,
a little more what we hope to achieve. We are acute
Which, you know, I think because of this,
we want
because, like, within the last 10 years or so, because Robert Downey Jr. and
we want
Benedict Cumberbatch were both essentially the same characters,
right.
like, that spurred a lot of... That spurred a lot of people in the Marvel fandom to just kind of flip their lids, going
The
like,
No
"Oh
Shit
no,
Sherlock campaign.
I still want one of them to turn to the other and say that line. I don't care.
Benedict Cumberbatch hates it, by the way.
I don't care if Benedict Cumberbatch is dead. I don't care if Doctor Strange is dust. I want him to say it."
I mean, the fact that they were snarking together in the first Infinity War was enough for me.
Yeah. Additional camera and spaz.
Well, you have a cameo at the
I
end.
know I do, but it's weird to see it like
Yeah.
that. Woo. Which, you know, had we known the title of the song, I'm pretty sure you would have used Baker Street. The one with, like, that really swanky sound and saxophone hook.
Yeah.
That's Baker Street, by the way.
Oh, cool. Nice.
But, yeah. Had to go with something else you knew. And me.
Well, that song at the credits is actually called "Me and You, Watson,"
Oh.
which is why I used it.
That was excellent blocking, Charlie.
Yeah, I have never seen House before, or like, it's been like on in a room I've been passing through, but that's why it wasn't in there. If you were wondering,
I think it's on Netflix, but
probably.
that might be the one that we have to tackle together. Because, I mean, it is still very much like post-ER era medical procedural.
drama.
But, you know, it took me like an embarrassingly long time to figure out that it was an adaptation, essentially. All right.
That's okay. All right, one more commentary down.
Hey.
Woo! Thank you guys for holding with me for
Hooray.
this long.
We hold it.
I hope you had a Merry Christmas, because this should be coming out in December. Yeah.
Because we're totally not releasing this just in time for the new adaptation of Sherlock Holmes coming out on Christmas.
Ugh.
Yay, Step Brothers.
This is the one I'm the least excited about, if you could not tell.
I'm very excited for it. I want to see it so
I
much and
don't.
watch her cringe.
I'm gonna cringe so much. It's gonna be so cringy. Anyway, thank you for listening, fan cubs, and we will see you all a little later. Maybe next year. I don't know.
We'll see.